This is the TIFI token 1-year overview reading for the year of 2026. It's currently May 22nd, 2024, 4:02 p.m. Eastern Time. TIFI token at the time of this reading is currently 0.0000001999, or that's 7 zeros after the decimal point followed by a 1999, and that's a USD. The shuffle video for the 2026 TIFI token reading was created on March 10th, 2024 at 6:34 p.m. Eastern Time. That's a video playing in the lower left corner. The overall theme and behavior for TIFI token in 2026, the Truce card, I used to read the Truce card as a flat kind of card, but more frequently now, I'm seeing that it's like we're rallying into the Truce card and then having like a return from out of that resistance level. Like we rally into the resistance and then we decline like a retracement out of it. It's crossed with the Prince of Swords, which is a lot of volatility. So we probably see this Truce card price level more than once, probably multiple times. Behavior around the highest high, we have a sideways fluctuating rally that precedes a decline, and the sideways fluctuating rally that then turns into a decline is how that high forms. Behavior around the lowest low for the year, we have a crest that we sell off from down to and through support. We do a U-shaped reversal below support, come back and reuse it as support. Now, I'm going to get into the week-by-week chart behavior as well as identifying the timing of the highest highs and the lowest lows. But before I do that, I just want to make sure that everybody is aware. The whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. We do that by following the rule of karma for the channel. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, and 5% of the profits from every profitable trade utilizing this information should be donated forward to one of these charities, or pick a charity of your choosing as long as you're paying 5% forward, and then 5% should be sent back to the channel through one of these links. If you're international, you can use Wise or you can use YouTube tips, and that leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that 90% out of love. As long as you follow the rule of karma for the channel, the universe considers you an angel investor. It's going to send it back to you tenfold for following through. Blessings to all my angel investors. Let's get back into it. So in January, we have an important range on a multi-day scale, on a 1-year chart scale minimum, an important range highlighted there, and a big move to the upside. We have a cross-reading congruency here. The 2026 reading in the multi-year spread, the 2026 reading is the less card, and we have it appearing here, putting us on track as far as the sequence of events on the greater pattern. It's within close time proximity to a highest high as well. So there's indications of a multi-year high here at the end of the year. My sense is probably what happens is this rally ends at the end of the year, like off of the December high, but we're bound by a range. It's really giving me a hard time trying to determine if it's the bottom end of a range or the top end of a range, so I'm just going to leave it alone. It's an important range on a 1-year chart scale. We have a big move reaching for distant resistance to the January high, and I think the January high and it is probably within close time proximity to the cusp of January, February. Behavior around the January low, we have a rally along a diagonal trend line that ends with a fast sudden move higher, and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. The later part of January, we have an appearance of this Truce card price level, and there's 3 pokes through that price level followed by a sharp drop off of the third poke. That sharp drop off of the third poke turns into a rally in early February. Either that or we rally into February and then there's the 3 pokes and a drop. But I think we probably rally, 3 pokes, drop, and then rally again in February. That rally, it takes us into the February high with a fast sudden move higher, and it marks an opportunity, a trade opportunity I'm going to talk about in the paid version. A lot of cross-reading congruencies here. The February high forms from a fast sudden move higher. The February low forms within a period of price swing, so most likely we see the low more than once. And then the later part of February, we have a sideways fluctuating decline that precedes a rally. A lot of trade opportunity here in February, and probably a really big move to the upside right on the cusp of February, March, taking us to a highest high. So we go from a lowest low in the end of February, possibly go from a highest high thus far in early February to a lowest low in late February, followed by another highest high, probably higher, in the early part of March. I might be getting thrown off by that ruin though, so there is some chance that that's not a high there. I think it probably is. And so in early March, we have sideways rotation. We rise to meet the nearest resistance and then fall back down and continue rotating sideways along key support. The March high forms when we successfully turn resistance into support, at least momentarily. The March low forms, it's an important trough on a 1-year chart scale, will really stand out. Often you see a lowest low when you see the death card. It's not always the case. Sometimes there's more than one. Sometimes it's just a really prominent trough. But there's a strong possibility of a lowest low for the year thus far, taking place towards the end of March. A lot of decline in the later part of March. And we have a pop and a drop, like a pop and then a full retracement in the later part of March as well. So we probably do sideways rotation into like mid-March, big move higher. We successfully turn resistance into support temporarily, and then we have a retracement back down in the later part of March into a lowest low for the year. We've got that unicursal hexagram energy in the early part of April, marking an important price level, either where we have a sharp drop, or it's a price level. If we continue to go higher after seeing that, meeting that price level, we continue to go higher, then it would be an indication that we're going to break through that price level in the next multi-month, or I should say like multi-day decline. The April high forms when we have a prominent move higher through key resistance. We stay above it briefly, we break back down through it shortly thereafter with a full retracement, and we do more sideways rotation in the later part of April. That sideways rotation, however, ends with a fast sudden move higher. The low for April forms when we have a failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by a decline down through key support, and it'll be resistance that we expect to break through based on the technicals. A little difficult to read that unicursal. We'll have to see how that goes. In the early part of May, and also we have a high and a low within close time proximity to each other here. I think probably the high in April with this unicursal, the low with this Ace of Cups in May. Remember, the high and the low are within close time proximity to each other based on their correlations to each other. So we attempt to establish support in early May. There's quite a bit of volatility in the midst of that attempt. Mid-May, we have a big move to the upside that'll really stand out. And it looks like we pushed the upper end of a range higher in the later part of May, taking us into another important technical price level on a multi-year scale on the cusp of May, June, or in early June. The May high forms within a period of volatility and a sharp drop that stands out in that period of volatility. The May low forms when we have a notable decline on a one-year chart scale with a big move out of that decline. And there's a significant trade-off buy opportunity there. I'm going to talk about in more detail in the paid version. Some cross-trading congruencies here, which makes me think that this may be another high right here, especially because we have a low and the highs and the lows are within close time proximity to each other. A lot of volatility in the early part of June around that price level. The June high forms when we have a period of sideways rotation and then a big move higher out of that sideways rotation. It looks like there's a pretty big move to the upside out of a lowest low or a trough here. Matter of fact, I said the lowest low was there in May. Yeah, I think we probably revisit it is what happens. So we revisit it in the period in that volatility in early June, and then there's this big move to the upside out of that decline. That low in June forms when we have a decline that increases with momentum moving forward into the low, and then a big move to the upside out of it about mid-month of June. The later part of June, we have a lot of price change. The ace of discs indicating a significant cash out opportunity, and also a lot of price change surrounding a important support level on a one-year chart scale. And it looks like it's mixed. It starts, that price changes to the upside first, and then we decline pretty notably. Before we go any further, let's take a look at 2024 and see how we're doing thus far. The 2024 reading was created on July 25th, 2023 at 10:53 p.m. Eastern Time. They only started charting it on TradingView back in March, so we'll have to start in March, but we have a highest high for the year there in March, and you can see how that took place in March. There's a definite highest high. We have a lowest low here in April. We have a lowest low significator here in April. And then that ace of swords here in the end of May probably indicating quite a lot of movement to the upside, taking us into most likely have another highest high here in June. This is overall pretty darn solid. So later part of March, we have the sideways fluctuating rally that precedes more decline, and you can see sideways fluctuating rally preceding more decline. In early April, we have sideways rotation that ends with a fast sudden move higher, and then from the high, we have a notable decline revisiting support level. The low forms when we have a failed attempt to break through key resistance followed by a decline through key support. And then in the later part of April, we have this notable move back to the upside, and you can see how that took place. Early May, decline, bounce along to and through support, need another support, bounce along that sideways for a bit, and then break down through more supports. Off of the low, we have a pop and a drop. Yeah, and it looks like there's probably quite a bit of price movement to the upside coming very, very shortly here. But this is an extremely accurate reading, guys. Done 6 months in advance of the date or the year that it's predicting. So if you're interested in a 1 year, guys, it's one of the only ways you can get one of your ticker or crypto symbols covered. We can basically cover any crypto or ticker symbol on a 1 year basis. Doesn't matter the year, doesn't matter the crypto or ticker, and it's a great way to support the channel. So you get that here. You go to our services, SO Meta Post, scroll down to 1 year report, click your order, and you click on choose when they're discounted because they've already been done. Roughly like a 48-hour turnaround. You basically just pick whichever one you want. There's some 2025s in there as well, and there'll be some 2026s in there pretty soon. As we release them, as people order customs or we put out 1 years, we add them to the list. You can order any of them here at a discounted price. Or if you're interested in a ticker that we're not covering or crypto that we're not covering, click on 1 year report, click your order, click on custom report, specify the year, specify the ticker or crypto, add a cart, great way to support the channel, well undervalued or underpriced I should say. And the final way that you can go about getting the 1 year report through one of our total access members is our top tier subscription. You go to SO Meta Post, scroll down to total access, click your order. It gets you access to the paid version of basically everything that we have, all of the 1 years that we have, and as they come out, new ones come out, you get the access to all of those, and you also get access to the monthly paid versions of the monthlies that regularly come out every month, as well as any one-offs that people order that we throw out there. All of that you get with the total access subscription. Best way to support the channel. Much appreciation. Everybody does that. Love you guys. Let's get back into it. In early July, we have a rally that increases with the momentum moving forward in time, and this is also a notable trade opportunity. I think this is probably where our highest high period for the year will be. We'll probably see it twice, is my sense. So we have this rally increasing with momentum moving forward into this full card opportunity. Full card indicating an improbable opportunity, and when we look back at 2026, the high of July will really stand out as a significant opportunity. The July low forms when we have a rally out of the July low, we rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance, and meet another resistance, and then we pull back to somewhere between those two price levels. And then in the later part of July, we have bumping along resistance sideways, breaking through, bumping along resistance sideways, breaking through, and you can see we've got this high here. There's a dip from this high, which is a big move into it. There's then a dip, and it looks like a lot of price change covered with this princess of discs, somewhere right on the cusp off of the high. A lot of price change to the downside, and then sideways rotational on key support on a 1 year chart scale. We may have another low here. The low, there's an important resistance level highlighted near the August low. It's a resistance level that we failed to break through many times before. It's highlighted on a 1 year chart scale. The August high forms when out of a decline, we have a big move from the bottom of the range all the way to the top of the range. And that's why I say I think we probably see the highest high again there in the later part of August. So they're in July and they're in August. And I say highest high period, not highest high thus far, but highest high period. The later part of August, we have sideways rotation, a big move higher, and then more sideways rotation along at a higher support level, probably where that high is. The rally turns over on the cusp of August, September, or in early September, and the September high forms from a notable, one of the biggest declines of the year takes place off of the September high. The September low, Princess of Cups offering trade opportunity. I'll talk about in more detail in the paid version. A notable decline into the September low. We might very well see the low again. And I'm advised to be cautious there in the later part of September. Multiple false tops, bottoms, or some sort of tricky chart behavior that's intended to make us do the wrong thing. Another trade opportunity in early October with a pop and drop, and the Ace of Swords in the high correlation October correlation position, indicating that we declined from the October high, but then returned to revisit it shortly thereafter, either in the same month of October or it would be in November or December, somewhere very not too distant future. The October low forms when we have a big move to the upside out of oversold territory, and it looks like we interesting. So I'm getting correlations near the September and the October low for the truce card again. So it might be that. Well, if I had to pick out of all of the lows, which ones are most likely the lowest lows, I would go with the Ace of Cups and the Princess of Cups. Well, we have a near overbought crest that we sell off from through multiple support levels in the later part of October. A peak in early November that forms when we have a big move to the upside, an unexpected move to the upside in like the first week of November out of a decline or out of some really seemingly scary chart behavior. That peak, there's a speaker near that peak. What they were speaking on should not be relied upon or trusted. And it's a brief peak that's easily missed, followed by a decline through multiple support levels. We revisit an important support level on a multi-day scale at the November low, and I see. So the crest in the end of October is really kind of on the cusp of October, November, and we decline into the November low, and then there's this unexpected move to the upside, taking us to a brief peak that's easily missed in the later part of November, and that rally is halted by a sharp decline through key support on a multi-day scale. Early December, we have a prominent peak that we sell off from pretty notably. The December low forms when we have a decline through multiple support levels. We have bearish price swings and or a sharp decline in the later part of December, and the December high forms from a failed attempt to break through a previously established resistance followed by a decline through key support. The sneak preview for 2027, the fortune card indicating a notable reversal. It can also in some cases be indicating a new high, but in the case of the multi-year, I think it's probably a notable reversal. And it looks like we have a really significant low correlating to 2027, so we want to be mindful and take profits in 2026. That's TIFI token for 2026. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. You know where to go, you know what to do. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the Discord. Everybody else, I'll see you guys on the next ones. Stay tuned if you got the paid version.